St Andrews on Wednesday night. Terrific atmosphere here on a chilly night beside the seaside in Blackpool. Taylor Fletcher with the first flick on. Young Ince gets it through, but the flag goes up for the first offside decision.
Both these sides have been playing really well at the end of the championship season. Both these sides have got into the playoffs playing positive, attacking football. I'm sure both managers will send their teams out tonight to play with a bit of freedom. It's all about getting an advantage in this first leg to take to St Andrews next week.
Well, Blackpool in particular seem to love this end-of-season lottery. They've won their last 9 playoff games, and they are the only club in history who's ever climbed from the bottom division all the way to the top by this route. Birmingham, in contrast, have had very little success, and he, of course, has never experienced the playoffs before. Murphy with the throw, looking for leading scorer King. Ince has it back. Good ball as well for Taylor Fletcher.
What to expect from Blackpool. We saw it, they were promoted from the Championship a couple of seasons ago. We saw it in the Premier League as well. They will send bodies forward. They will look to score as many goals as possible, regardless of the scoreline in the game.
Edley's interception. The ball was intended for King, but goes safely through to Matt Jokes in the Blackpool goal. He's in great form this season. Favourite to win their Player of the Year award, even though, of course, Blackpool are known as an attacking team. In fact, kept 5 clean sheets in their last 7 games, so they've improved a lot defensively. Another free kick. Mark Halsey from the Premier League is our referee tonight, incidentally, as Dobby exchanges passes there with Taylor Fletcher. Craney, who scored in the 2-2 draw between the teams here back in November. It's a lovely ball for Ince. Murphy's interception prevents it going for a corner, but he might regret keeping it in play there.
There's lots of key individuals out there for Blackpool, none more so than Tom Ince and Matt Phillips, the 2 wide players, but most important, I would say, Stephen Dobby. He's been fantastic since he's joined the club, and got lots of vision in central midfield and create a goal and score one himself.
Lovely bit of skill again by Ince. They're very excited about his prospects. Just 20. Thomas Ince, the son of Paul Ince, and his dad's here amongst the crowd to watch him in action tonight. There he is.
This is why it's so important for Blackpool to get the ball out to Tom Ince, to run at David Murphy, the Birmingham left-back. He does really well. He stays on his feet, watches the ball. That's good defending.
And with Ince, who's really left-footed on the right-hand side, and Matty Phillips, a naturally 2-footed winger on the other flank, they have got some power down the sides.
That's what we were talking to Ian Holloway before the game about the way in the modern game that wide players do like to cut in field rather than take fullbacks on the outside. You're right about Matt Phillips, he can go inside and outside, and Thomas Ince, a very well-balanced footballer as well, and David Murphy really has to concentrate at left-back.
Birmingham have had the edge in recent meetings between the two. I mentioned the 2-2 draw here in November. They beat Blackpool 3-0 at St Andrews on New Year's Eve and did the double over them in the Premier League last season. Strong header away by Baptiste, now back in the position he prefers, in the centre of Blackpool's defence, having been used mainly as a right-back before that. Lovely ball as well for Dobby. Ince couldn't control it. Dobby there for the rebound, and lovely skill.
Well, Birmingham, they've been warned, because if he picks the ball up in this type of area, you can see clever footwork, opens the space up for himself, he will shoot.
Early, the Wales international gets a dangerous cross into the box as well. There's Chris Burke. Forward for Much, the 20-year-old, one of Birmingham's youngest ever players. But given away. Blackpool start on the front foot here. Dobby again using lovely skill to find a way through. Ince is offside. That will not count.
Birmingham, they really do have to start picking up Stephen Dobby again. The ball's rolled into his feet, and they just stand and watch him just for a split second or so. No one really closes him down. He very nearly skips his way through in the end. Ince is well offside, but Stephen Dobby, absolutely key man, and Birmingham do have to deal with him. This is Stephen Dobby again. Clever and well-balanced, 2-footed footballer. There's a good block, the centre-half just stepping out.
Well, certainly Chris Hughton knows all about him, because he tried to sign him on loan from Swansea in January. Swansea weren't doing business at that time, but Ian Holloway persisted and eventually got him in March, and he's been a big reason why Blackpool were able to finish the season so strongly.
Well, Birmingham have been put under severe pressure in the opening 5 minutes or so. I saw them play this formation in the first half at West Ham. They were very effective. They scored 3 goals at Upton Park, and they just need to get that ball up to Marlon King just to relieve some of the pressure.
Yes, it's been a very bright start here by Blackpool. King with the layoff. Now they can get going themselves, Birmingham, with the dangerous Burke on the right-hand side. He's produced more crosses and more goal assists than any player in the Championship this season. Redmond with the touch, trying to win a corner here, and eventually does so.
The wide players for both sides are absolutely key. You mentioned Chris Burke there, who can deliver from the right-hand side. Wade Elliott as well for Birmingham down the left. Good to see both sides getting some width in their game.
Giant of a man indoors, 6'4", and powerfully built with it. The captain Curtis Davies also forward. It's gone along the ground to Redmond, in fact. And the goalkeeper went for that and missed it completely as Davies came flying in. Bright start here by both sides.
We just saw a fantastic piece of defending from Alex Baptiste as the cross came in. But like Curtis Davies is going to rise above everybody and nod it home. Baptiste did really well, got his body in the way, made it hard for Davies to get a clear header in.
Everett looking for Taylor Fletcher. His header on for Ince, in behind David Murphy. The Birmingham left-back is having the best season of his career, but he's going to be tested tonight by Ince. Holloway furious the decision went the other way there.
It's so important as a defender that you stay on your feet and you watch the ball. You've got a tricky winger dancing around. It's 2 things as a defender you have to do. You can't get drawn in and try and make a challenge in a dangerous area.
Eardley, Baptiste, across to Ian Everett. Taylor Fletcher the target here. Eventually Murphy gets it away, but not cleanly enough. And Ince is there to take him on again. Eardley's cross. It's a lovely layoff to Dobby. We know what kind of great close footwork he has. Craney takes over. Ince checks to see if he's onside, and when he took his eye off the ball, that was fatal.
Ian Holloway will be pleased with the way his team has started. Not happy with a couple of decisions that have gone against his side, but when you're at home in the first leg of a semi-final, you want a positive start, and he's got it from his team.
They do have a formidable home record. Blackpool just 1 defeat in their last 17 games here, and they've lost only 3 times at Bloomfield Road all season. Phillips goes down and gets the free kick. Just voted into the PFA team of the season for the Championship, Matty Phillips.
That's clever again. He just takes the ball on the half volley, flicks it away from Jordan Much. He just clips his heels. Mark Olsey right on the spot.
The left-footed Stephen Craney looks as though he might fancy this. Dobby's not far away either. As goalkeeper Colin Doyle lines up his wall. Disappointing ending after all that anticipation. As Eardley swings it back in, the goalkeeper hesitated there. Had to get down quickly to save from Everett.
Colin Doyle was just thinking about coming off his line to collect this. He's too far away from his goal to know that he can get there, maybe catch it or punch it, so he does the right thing, stays on his line. It's a fairly tame header in the end, and he does well to keep it in play.
And hurt himself against the upright there, I think. He's not first choice normally for Birmingham, Doyle, the Republic of Ireland international, but Bose Myhill has a hand injury and can't play again this season.
Yeah, the ball was just drifting wide, but the goalkeeper has to be absolutely sure. He just gets a crack on the head on the bottom of the post, and the referee has to stop the game and make sure the keeper's all right. You see there, he gets a crunch on the back of the neck, the top of the head. It's a nasty crack. Ian Evatt does well to win the initial ball in under pressure. The keeper does the right thing, keeps the ball in his hands, even though he's taken a knock.
Sure, he'd be all right, but they've got an untried 19-year-old in Jack Butland on the bench. I just recalled him. He had a loan spell at Cheltenham in League Two, brought him back when Myhill got injured. He is, in fact, an England under-21 international and is attracting interest from Premier League clubs, so he's clearly promising, but as I say, inexperienced.
It just seems as though he's maybe tweaked a shoulder rather than a bang on the head or the neck. It's a fairly slippy surface here at Bloomfield Rd. They've been watering the pitch as well. It's been zipping off, and maybe a couple of the players, Nathan Redmond for one, not happy with his footwear and has decided to make a change.
And one thing we have noticed, the goal mouth at Doyle's end is in a lot worse condition than the goal mouth at the other end. Look at that.
The same with the free kick that Blackpool just had with Craney and Dobie stood over the ball. They should really be trying to drop it in that area. The nasty bounce there, the keeper had a big problem.
Doyle seems okay. If he gets it back, looks for King. Baptiste up against him. Goal kick. King is leading scorer for Birmingham this season with 18 goals and scored in both the home and away matches against Blackpool.
He is a very effective lone striker, but as we saw there, the service into him has to be a lot better. You have to give your centre forward a chance of getting hold of the ball. Then Birmingham as a team can move up the field.
Craney going long for Taylor Fletcher. Cleared by Murphy, not the best clearance, however. Straight to Ferguson, a former Birmingham man, of course, had 2 years at St Andrews. Redmond gets away from Eardley, and then the challenge by Martinez. He still finds Chris Burke out on the right. Lovely return ball as well to the Scottish international. Redmond just hesitated, and that was enough for Blackpool to snap into the challenge. Offside.
This is where Blackpool do have to be very careful. They do commit lots of bodies forward. The two fullbacks go and join in, and on the counter-attack, that's what Birmingham are looking to do. Look to break quickly, get it into Burke and Elliott and Redmond, and break up and help Marlon King.
Craney all the way back to goalkeeper Gilks. Ian Holloway, as ever, an animated figure on the touchline. Chris Hughton much calmer and cooler. Both get results in their own individual way. Here's Phillips. It's a decent effort, and again in that uncertain goal mouth, always worth a try.
I'm sure Ian Holloway maybe said to his players that goal mouth isn't the best, so when you pick the ball up, if you have a chance of shooting, just try and get it just to die in that difficult area. The bounce will cause the keeper a problem, but he watches it all the way. Colin Doyle, decent save.
He's weighed in with 11 goals, Matty Phillips, this season from a wide position. That's some impressive total. Now, the flag stays down for Redmond, who has King in support. It's a good ball back here. Never had to be quick there to head clear. King with the spectacular effort.
This is where Birmingham will give Blackpool a problem if they can get it into wide areas. This is great play from Wade Elliott. Stands the ball up, but Chris Burke hasn't really appreciated the crosses coming his way. Acrobatic from Marlon King. Baptiste, you have to get a little bit closer than that. You've seen with Wayne Rooney, you can find the top corner with efforts like that.
Birmingham on a 9-game unbeaten run, which saw them finish 4th ahead of Blackpool, but 12 points adrift of an automatic promotion place. But really, that has been some achievement, because their squad was absolutely wrecked in the summer. It's a club with major financial problems, of course, and they lost something like a dozen players, some key ones as well, and Chris Hughton virtually had to start from scratch. Indoor. Ibanez swings it forward, but straight to Craney. Phillips beaten to it by much. There's Chris Burke, who's cleaned up all the Player of the Season awards for Birmingham. And gets a good cross in here towards Elliott on the back post. The knockdown for Redmond, who should have done better, lost a bit of composure.
He's under a lot of pressure as well because he's got Baptiste and Everett flying at him, but we've seen it with Wade Elliott now with Chris Burke, the wide players for Birmingham. Absolutely key. Great ball in. Elliott does well just to keep this alive. And as it falls, you see the two centre-halves closing Redmond down, and I'm sure he's got half an eye on those two big centre-halves powering towards him. At the very least, you've got to keep this shot down, maybe get a deflection, and anything can happen.
Highly rated young player, Nathan Redmond, just 18, Birmingham's youngest since Trevor Francis. Climbing over Taylor Fletcher this time, but Blackpool pick up the second ball. Thirdly, Taylor Fletcher the target again. Certainly have changed their playing style from their previous promotion season from the Championship. Blackpool seem to enjoy a lot more possession than they did in the Charlie Adam days, if you like.
They certainly used to throw bodies forward, but tonight you can see they've got a big tall focal point in Gary Taylor Fletcher. They're looking to play up to him and then get the two wide players involved. They can change it. They've got Kevin Phillips, they've got Nua Dicko as well. They can change the front man if they want to.
There's Dobby. His close control is absolutely outstanding, and he's won a corner.
It's a nightmare for defenders. Once he makes his way into the penalty area, you know you've got to be absolutely sure that if you make a challenge, it's got to be a good one. All he's looking to do is get into the penalty area, and Davis does well. Again, in the end, just watches the ball.
That was poor defending by Birmingham. I'm sure they'll blame the pitch again, but it found its way through to Everett.
Well, the last thing you want in general play, if you defend well, suddenly to go to sleep on a set piece. It's a sloppy bit of defending at the near post. Completely misses the ball, the Birmingham player, and Ian Everett surprised when it arrived at his head.
Scored against Millwall last week, despite playing with a broken nose. His teammates apparently said they were pleased he broke his nose because he was previously too good looking for a centre-half. Redmond. It's a great challenge as well by Everett, but Redmond keeps possession and finds Burke. Jakes launches it, first time. Away by Murphy. Elliott. Redmond with a nice turn. Baptiste gets away with that challenge on King. Taylor Fletcher's layoff. And here he is again. On to Martinez. Ferguson. Now Eardley. Good build-up play. But eventually stabbed clear by Ibanet, the Spaniard in, because Steve Caldwell, our studio guest, is currently injured. Eardley gets it away, not far though, straight to Ndor, the Senegal international. What a strange effort.
He was optimistic, but he just had a little look as he took possession. There's nothing else on for him and decided to maybe try and lob the goalkeeper. Gets it out of his feet here, no one closes him down. It's a little bit of a scuffed strike, but if he catches that well, that could easily drift over the keeper.
There we are, we said they were closely matched.
We knew it was going to be a tough tie, it's going to be a tough game tonight. You can see by that, both sides enjoying plenty of possession. Birmingham certainly come back into the game after the opening 5 minutes or so.
Ferguson with a good ball for Taylor Fletcher, onto Phillips, Dovey, Taylor Fletcher again. Good early ball forward to King. Much wants it back, but Ferguson nips in. Phillips. Ferguson still involved, but cleared in the end by Pablo Ibanet.
The two holding midfielders for Blackpool, the break forward there, Ferguson and Martinez, and just on the side maybe try some security to the back four, but both of them willing to go forward.
Phillips tries his luck again from long range. The Birmingham squad was wrecked in the summer. He too lost several key players like Charlie Adam, and finds himself back in the playoffs. He says if Blackpool go up this time, it will be an even bigger achievement than it was 2 years ago.
It's probably tougher for Ian Holloway than Chris Hughton, because Ian Holloway was at the club when they got relegated. Very hard to pick yourself up, pick your players up. Chris Hughton, of course, came into the club once they've been relegated, and sorted them out brilliantly this season. There's a nasty clash of heads. Not sure whether it was two Birmingham players who caught each other. It was on Door there. You see his left arm coming up, catching Much in the face there. It's a nasty one.
Well, he does like a tackle, Giran Ndor, but he normally saves them for opposition players.
I don't know if it's just me, Alan, but 20 years ago, did you see central midfielders built like Ndor, 6'4", solid as a rock? You just didn't see them, did you?
No, just goalkeepers, centre-halves and centre-forwards in those days. But it's a battlefield in midfield these days, and you need players who can withstand that kind of physical challenge, and he certainly can.
He's one of those players that does love a challenge. He even gets stuck into his own players at times.
Birmingham beat the champions Reading in their last game of the season after drawing 4 matches in a row. That included away to West Ham, who of course have also made the playoffs and have a first leg advantage over Cardiff. Baptiste looking for Phillips. Ndor wins it back. Much. Burke. Trying to settle things down. Ramage at right back. Goes long for King. The flag has gone up for offside though.
The boys in the studio talked about it. Both sides settling down, playing their natural game. And halfway through this first half, we're just now starting to see players get a bit of time and space on the ball and try to put their game plan into action.
Abbott. Taylor Fletcher the target here, in behind Ramage. Home fans felt that he fouled the Blackpool striker then. Mr. Hussey lets play go on. Alex Baptiste. Down the line for Eardley. Dobby wants it short and gets it there. Eardley sets himself up for the cross and then runs out of time and space. But Ibanet's challenge gives Blackpool the corner. Well, we've already seen the threat that Ebbott can provide from set pieces. Birmingham will want to mark him tighter than they have so far. Baptiste in behind him. Ebbott actually slipped the goalkeeper. Went for the same ball that Curtis Davis went for.
It's a fantastic ball in from Tom Ince. Pacey, flat, very difficult for goalkeepers to get it. Clear punch, and at the end it's Davis coming back towards his own goal. He heads it out for another corner.
Ebbott was poised again then. This time the ball never reached him. Gives another touch to goalkeeper Doyle, who's recovered from that collision with the upright a few minutes ago. Eardley with a lovely cushioned header to Ince. Another chance to take on Murphy, and he's not short of confidence, is he? A bit like his dad in that respect. He's there to win it back. Terrific play from young Ince. Eardley. He never hesitates when there's a cross to be made either.
That's what we do see from Blackpool, the two fullbacks, Craney or Eardley down this right-hand side, look to get forward, provide the width. If Tom Ince steps in field, Eardley will come on the outside and look to deliver.
Two centre-backs forward again. Ebbott near the penalty spot, Baptiste far post. Ebbott made a good challenge for that. And then it was the onrushing Martinez with the shot.
It's a difficult effort. He's under pressure from Chris Burke as well, Martinez, as this ball drops. A decent ball in from Tom Ince right to the far post. Keep it alive. Burke's just in the face of Martinez. That's very difficult to jump. Volley that, very difficult technique, trying to keep that down.
They signed from Espanyol, the other club in Barcelona, last summer. It took him a long time to settle, by his own admission, but now, according to Ian Holloway, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. Baptiste enjoying that battle with Marlon King. It's been an amazing 3 years for Ian Holloway at Bloomfield Rd. Promotion, relegation, and now in the frame at least for promotion again. Ferguson's clearance, straight to Ibanez. Davis. Gets that one all wrong, trying to pick out Chris Burke on the right. Brainy. Martinez. Here's Erdley. Bobby's flick. Ibanez again. Martinez again. Baptiste. Blackpool relegated, of course, after their first ever season in the Premier League, but I think it's fair to say they entertained everyone and indeed spent several weeks in the top half of the table before their fate was finally sealed on the final day when they lost against Manchester United. Dorr hits it early for King, who heads it in behind Burke.
Just got a little bit scrappy on the other side, really taking control of the game, loose passes, cheaply giving possession away.
Birmingham, of course, also relegated last season, but did win the Carling Cup in that amazing finale to the final against Arsenal. They finished 18th, just 1 point from safety in the Premier League. Everton, the only Blackpool man who figured in every Premier League game last season. Brainy, Phillips down the left. We've got to improvise here at Bloomfield Road.
By the way, Matt Phillips just left that ball, said I can't get out, I'll leave it for Stephen Crane to try and lever the ball from underneath the hoarding.
There's Dobby. Another Blackpool throw. Elliott. Murphy had to be quick with the clearance. And so did goalkeeper Gilks. And Baptiste slipped.
Oh, it's Baptiste, I'm not sure what he's thinking here completely. This time's his jump by a long, long way. It's a good job his keeper is nice and alive behind him. Gets there first and clears the danger.
Murphy. Well, that was a very brave header from Baptiste, and the referee quite rightly has given the free kick against King for the high boot.
As the ball was played, Marlon King can't see Baptiste coming around the corner. He generally goes to try and control this. He's not looking to hurt Baptiste, it's just brave from the centre half.
Well, obviously when the ball got stuck under that advertising hoarding, it was damaged. New one needed. Just short of the half-hour mark. Murphy's header clear. Ferguson wins the second ball, but goal kick. Well, of course, the playoffs, the finale to the season in the Championship, it's not over yet. Not by any means in the Barclays Premier League. Super Sunday has coverage of Newcastle against Manchester City, also available in 3D. And, of course, we follow that with Manchester United against Swansea. That too available in 3D. Doors header on, away by Baptiste. Martinez took a risk there against Redmond. Baptiste. Eardley. Looking for the run by Ince. He's done well again. Taylor Fletcher gets it back to Ince.
So congested in there, Birmingham, when they defend, they're getting numbers back, they're keeping them very central as well. They know that Blackpool want to play through them with Ince and Dobby, clever little passes, so they're making it very hard and denying them space. Opening, what, 5 or 10 minutes of the game, Birmingham came back into it, had a couple of chances, but now Blackpool once again to the fore. But they need a goal. The opening goal in this game is going to be absolutely crucial. Being the home side, the onus is on Blackpool to get it.
But Birmingham have scored more goals away from home than any team in the division this season. Here come Blackpool again. Cleared by Ibanez. Ferguson wins it back and finds Craney on the left. Long-range effort from Dobby, and it caused a problem to Colin Doyle.
Well, we do see these modern footballs move around in the air, and at least Colin Doyle is behind this. That's what all goalkeepers should do, get their body behind the ball. It's a good job, because this just seems to dip and swerve at the last minute, comes off the chest of the Birmingham keeper. It's all about his positioning. You might miss the ball with your hands, but at least it hits your body.
You can see why Dobby has been in such great goal-scoring form since he rejoined Blackpool on loan from Swansea.
Yet again, it's an example of him picking the ball up in a dangerous area with space to work in and get the ball out of his feet. Good work from Martinez to open things up. But once again, they don't close him down. The door just stops running there. He's always going to shoot Dobby, and he has the ability to score from that range.
Came here, remember, 2 years ago to help them to promotion to the Premier League. Then went back to Swansea and has returned again to Bloomfield Rd. Burnley keeps it in play. Here's Phillips for Blackpool. Dobby. What a clever ball that was for Craney. Ian Burke in the battle for possession. And Birmingham get the throw this time. Great skill from the Scot, and then he was upended.
It's a magnificent piece of play to get away from 2 or 3 Blackpool defenders. Birmingham really want him in the final third, running at fullbacks with that type of ability.
Proved to be an inspired signing, Chris Burke, and he figured in the playoffs in each of the last 2 seasons with Cardiff. Don't tell me there's another ball gone wrong. Just as well, they've just announced the profit, Blackpool. Unlike Birmingham, who of course have major financial problems. King won't let Eardley have an easy ride here. Well, they're 2 of the highest scoring teams in the division, Andy, so it's a bit of a surprise that we've got to this stage without a real goal threat.
Is it the 3rd or 4th top goal scorers in the Championship? 157 goals they scored in the league between them. So yeah, I just think it's the nerves of the occasion. The fact it's the first leg of the two-legged semi-final. You're going to get this until the game just starts to open up. It's that first goal. Once that goes in, the whole tie will open up.
Certainly Blackpool will be aware of the absolute necessity to still be in the tie when they go to St Andrews on Wednesday night, because Birmingham lost just one home game in the entire league campaign. Phillips has now switched to this right-hand side. That's the beauty of having Phillips and Ince interchangeable.
Well, that's what you have to do as well. If you don't get any joy out of one full-back, you can just switch them around, and Ince can then have a run at Peter Ramage.
Lucky there, Taylor Fletcher with a little header, meant for Dobby. Murphy hits it long for King. And Baptiste did brilliantly. Seems to be really enjoying himself in the middle of defence, and it's no coincidence that Blackpool's defensive record has improved since he switched there. Martinez. Ramage slices his clearance. Phillips happy to let it go for a Blackpool throw. Baptiste. Thirdly. Ferguson had to stretch, but rarely gives the ball away. Taylor Fletcher with a header on. Davis did well to reach it ahead of Dobby. Quite a windy night as well. That's not helping the players at all. It always seems to be windy in Blackpool, even in the summer. Dobby. Taylor Fletcher. Good challenge by Murphy, but Taylor Fletcher determined.
This is what you'd expect from a playoff semi-final. The challenges flying in, but proper challenges as well. No players throwing themselves on the floor looking for free kicks.
Thirdly. Phillips. It's a good pullback. Deserved more than a throw out of that. Dobby. That's another lovely ball, and he tried to set up the shot for Ferguson.
Quite brilliant play from Stephen Dobby. Starts things off with a little nutmeg of Endor. He picks the ball up here through the legs, and off he goes. He's really unselfish when he lays this ball off, but Chris Bird just gets in the face of Barry Ferguson as he looks to get the shot away, and all you've got to look to do from that type of range is keep the ball down. He gets underneath it. He's way over the bar.
Just one goal in his Blackpool career so far, Barry Ferguson, who was in the Birmingham team relegated last season. Everett comes to meet it. Elliott. Doyle looking for Burke on the right. Craney's header away. There's Endor. It's a lovely turn again by Redmond, but what a fine challenge. Decent ball out to Phillips as well. Phillips crosses early. Not the best clearance from Curtis Davis. Eardley. It's a good ball from Eardley to Ferguson. On to Craney. Redmond now for Birmingham. King had to delay his run, otherwise he would have been offside. Here's Much looking for Burke down the right. King screaming for it back and gets it back.
What a fantastic counter-attack. Great work from Chris Burke. Great movement off the ball. Marlon King does well to stay on side here, just lays it off and then he's on the move. Look at Chris Burke there, does brilliantly to get round the back of Craney, then gets his head up, picks out Marlon King. Does he just slip as he takes the shot? His left foot just goes from underneath him, means he can't keep the shot down.
Phillips. It's Birmingham's throw. Redmond. Back to Phillips though. Neat little triangles from Blackpool. Here's Everett. Sees the opportunity to keep on running, the big centre-back. But he's given it away now, left a gap behind, of course. Burke. Tried to slide it into the feet of King. Dobby now for Blackpool. Did well to shake off Ndor.
It's a really good contest between those two. Dobby looking to get him on the ball and create something, and Ndor just looking to destroy in there, just break up the rhythm of the Blackpool attacks.
Birmingham are a strong side away. They've drawn their last 3 on the road, unbeaten in the last 5. But as I say, it's their home record that's particularly impressive. So Blackpool will be feeling the need to achieve that breakthrough here. Ferguson to Baptiste. Here's Everett. Craney. Thirdly. Phillips. It's good football. Taylor Fletcher gets it back to Matty Phillips. Ince. The clearance only as far as Ferguson. And the former Birmingham man looks for Taylor Fletcher.
And the flag didn't go up, and just the bounce of the ball just skips away from Taylor Fletcher. Had he timed his run correctly? Harry Ferguson does well, gets his head up, he's onside. As that ball is played, it's a dangerous game when you step up, put your arm up like that. And once it bounces, it's always just going to run away from Gary Taylor Fletcher. Needs to get there as it bounces.
Well, there was one place and 1 point between these two teams in the final league table, and it looks as though it's just going to be as close again, Andy, in the playoff matches.
You mentioned Birmingham, how they play, and playing with this their lone striker tonight. Maybe at home they'll stick Zigic on and play with King and Zigic as a front two. I'm convinced that Chris Hughton will stick with this formation and try and catch Blackpool on the counter-attack. There's 2 ways of playing, this is one of them tonight. Maybe in that second leg we'll see that change.
Here's Baptiste. Eardley. Good play from Martinez. Ferguson. The captain finds Taylor Fletcher. Excellent play again from him. Eardley. Blackpool coming on strong in the dying moments of the first half. Dobby to Ince. Good effort and deflected it in! Just before half-time, Blackpool get the crucial breakthrough, and it's Thomas Ince who scores.
Well, it's no surprise it's Ince that scored, because he's a very talented player, always positive when he picks the ball up. Gets a deflection there off the defender, comes off Curtis Davis. And there's no chance for the keeper, Colin Doyle, to adjust his footings. The shot comes in, it's not the greatest shot, it's probably going wide. And Colin Doyle just doesn't sort his feet out, and Blackpool have been pressing over the past 5 minutes or so, but that's a huge chunk of good fortune, which looks like sending Blackpool 1-0 in at the lead, at the half-time break, sorry.
Thomas Ince scores his 8th goal of the season, and in front of a very proud father as well. Well, it's been coming. Blackpool have deserved that lead. It's really cranked up the atmosphere now. But back come Birmingham. And Everett certainly had to reach that ball. Baptiste clears, but only as far as Murphy. Mudge, Redmond, onto Berg. King is onside. He's looking for Elliott on the back post. Eardley heads away. And we're in the 2 minutes that have been added by referee Mark Halsey. Instant response by Chris Hughton's team. Sending Curtis Davies forward. He'll be anxious now to amend for that deflection. Not that he could have done very much about it. Cleared by Baptiste. Burt will knock it back in. Rainey gets it clear this time, and Blackpool looking dangerous on the break here with Matty Phillips. If he looks up, he's got two teammates in support. Well, he tried to get round Lindor, and he's a big unit to get round. However, he's given it straight back to Phillips. And in the end, Blackpool concede the free kick.
There's a soft free kick to give away, but Matty Phillips there just took a little bit too long. He didn't get his head up. You can see he had a couple of teammates on the far side, but Ian Holloway changes his team talk at half-time. You're going at 1-0 up. Doesn't matter how it happens. He'll feel his team. Final 10 minutes of the half, they've really pressed. Got a bit of good fortune and got the lead.
Grim-faced Chris Hughton faces a rather more difficult half-time team talk. It was inevitable that Dobby would be the man heavily involved in the Blackpool goal. He's been outstanding. Taylor Fletcher closing it down there, not giving Ibanez a moment's peace. All Blackpool have to do now is keep the ball in this half. First goal was so crucial in any playoff match. Curtis Davies with the unfortunate deflection after Thomas Ince struck the ball from just outside the Birmingham penalty area. The 20-year-old has had a very good 45 minutes here, and so too has Stephen Dobby, the man who set him up for the shot that has given Blackpool a precious 1-0 lead at the interval. Difficult team to beat in the final stages of this season, with just 3 defeats in their last 15 games. And I'm sure if you offered Chris Hughton a draw at this stage, he would gladly take it, with the home leg at St Andrews to come on Wednesday night. You can also see that, of course, live here on Sky Sports. Davis, who had that unfortunate deflection to the in shot, leading to Blackpool's goal with the first clearance, and Ramage with that one. Straight to Craney, though. Berg, if they can get the ball to him more, Andy, you would think he could be a real route back into this game for Birmingham.
Absolutely, Blackpool will be delighted to be a goal ahead. Doesn't matter how you get the opening goal, as long as you do get it. But for Birmingham, conceding that goal, it might just bring them out of their shells a little bit. They did look quite threatening in the first half when they took a few chances with Burke and Elliott and Marlon King. Maybe conceding that goal, they might just press forward a little bit more and take the game a bit more to Blackpool.
Ramage is on loan from Queen's Park Rangers, floating it forward for King. Could eventually get it away. This is a positive start to the half for Birmingham. And here is Burke up against Craney. Good safe hands from Matt Jokes. Delivers it first time a little too enthusiastically. Door. Back to Jordan Much. Here's King. So wins it back for Blackpool. Couldn't get there. Phillips starting on that right-hand side, which is where he ended up in the first half. Having swapped flanks with Ince.
Everything we know about Blackpool is they'll continue to come forward, the scoreline immaterial. And Holloway's philosophy is to play exciting attacking football, so they'll keep coming at Birmingham.
Amongst the highest scorers in the division, in fact only Southampton and West Ham got more goals in the regular campaign than Ian Holloway's team. Murphy in the challenge with Phillips. It's the Blackpool man who came out with the ball, but Birmingham have it back again. Good run as well here from Murphy. That's offside, Marlon King.
This is what Birmingham are looking to do. This is what Marlon King is looking to do, play right on the shoulder and then run in behind centre-halves. The timing of the pass has got to be right, but most importantly, the timing of that run from the centre-forward has to be spot on. Just went too early.
It's calming everyone down. Early again for King, up against Everett.
The idea is right, because Marlon King is quick. He can certainly outrun Ian Everett, but the quality into him there, it's just an aimless forward ball, and once it bounces, he has absolutely no chance of getting hold of it.
He, of course, guided Newcastle to promotion from this division in what was his first full season as a manager, and then ended up being very harshly sacked. Ferguson to Stephen Craney. Ince round about the position where he forged that first goal for Blackpool. I think it'll probably be given as an own goal to Curtis Davies, not that he'll want it, of course, but I think our replays prove that the shot was probably going wide. I don't know if the dubious goals committee bothered to sit on playoff matches. Taylor Fletcher. The back heeler almost released Dobby. Ferguson. Thirdly. Again to the hugely experienced Ferguson. He finds fellow Scott Dobby. And Ramage stood in his way.
We've not even been playing 5 minutes in this second half, but already the game seems to be getting a bit more stretched. There's more time and space for the midfielders out there, and gives both sides a chance of finding a goal.
He lives every pass, every tackle, isn't he, Ian Holloway? Forward. Just a dangerous challenge, but the referees let it go as Redmond came in. Ferguson. Craney. He's hugging the left touchline. Ferguson back to Martinez. Baptiste. Eardley takes over for Blackpool. Taylor Fletcher with a little flick. Alan Dorr. Once again, they try to release King early. A little misunderstanding between Everett and Jilks for a moment.
Two Blackpool centre-halves have to communicate as well. Baptiste and Everett, they've got to be so careful. One of them has to deal with Marlon King, and one of them has to really be on the cover, because if he runs away from either of those centre-halves, there's a chance he can get in.
Ferguson. Taylor Fletcher's won so many headers. It's a lovely little flick onto Phillips. Clearance by Davis. Much. Ramage. Davis didn't really want the ball there, I think. And he's ended up giving it away to Ferguson, who says, here you are, you can have it back, try again. Not like Barry Ferguson at all, that. Eardley. Dorr. Much takes over. He's given it away. Ferguson. Taylor Fletcher. Dobby. Faced immediately by Craney, who stayed really tight with the Scottish international winger.
There's certainly more time and space out there, and it's up to both sides really to get on the ball and be much more careful with their passing. Both teams are giving it away very cheaply, just sloppy passing. Some easy passes on, just giving the ball away straight to the opposition.
Lovely turn by Redmond, and he's got plenty of support here. Wasted opportunity for Birmingham.
Trying to get Burke and Elliott on the ball in wide areas, but Nathan Redmond absolutely key. He's not had a lot of possession in that pocket just off Marlon King. If you can get the ball into him, we just saw there turning and running with it, will cause Blackpool problems.
He's a pretty calm character normally, Chris Hughton, but you can see the playoff anxiety is getting to him. Enough, history tells us that teams finishing in 4th and 5th places don't traditionally do very well in the playoffs. The finishing places for these two. That was a terrible miss kick there by Gilks. You just wonder again if that ropey goalmouth had anything to do with it. Elliott slides it into Munch. Craney picks out Taylor Fletcher. Holds the ball up exceptionally well. And has been through all the divisions in a long career, much of it in the lower divisions. Here's Dobby. Phillips. I'm going to give him a side of goal, although he got his angles wrong this time.
He's optimistic, he goes for power. There's a long, long way out. If you get underneath the ball, this is going to happen. You're right about Taylor Fletcher, though. He's in the side to hold up that ball, bring other players into play. Does that well and makes a good run, actually. And Phillips just puts his head down, decides to smash this goalwards, but he's well away from the target.
Martinez had to beat the referee as well then. Ince. Craney. Ferguson's made a good run down the centre, and Davis gives it away to Dobby. Ferguson. Howard. Possession at the start of this half, Blackpool. Everett, Craney, Ince down the centre, given away to Taylor Fletcher. That's a clever ball, just a little bit too much on it.
The idea was certainly right. Great movement from Matt Phillips, and a wide area looking to join in, and definitely keeps himself on side as it's played maybe just half a yard. It's a close call. Too heavy the pass anyway, but the flag should maybe have gone up for that one.
King with the layoff. In behind Redmond though. He's done well. He was strong to win it back. Elliott. He slides it back to Redmond. Goalkeeper Gilks had to get that challenge right and did. It's good football again from Blackpool. Craney looking for Phillips down the centre. Davis clears. Burke. Now Ramage closed down instantly. Straight into Craney, did brilliantly to keep possession then. Everett. Martinez. Ferguson takes over. Thirdly free on the right. Martinez swaps passes again with Ferguson. And Indoor fouls it.
It's a good tempo to the game, the ball zipping around, just a lack of quality at times, and Indoor does love to make a challenge, couple of nibbles at the heels here, and the referee right to give the free kick.
Brady. Cautious ball all the way back to his keeper. Elliott keeps it in play. Teased under pressure from Redmond. Meaty clearance from Gilks. Turned out to be a good one as well, but the slip. Matty Phillips presents the ball back to Birmingham again. Craney intercepts though. Fancies a run at the defender. Ramage inside for Ince. Had to get that tackle spot on. Curtis Davis.
Fantastic cover from the centre half in behind his right back.
Martinez. Ball headed there by Murphy. Phillips just hesitated when if he'd gone straight in, he might have got something out of it. Ferguson. Started the second half well, Blackpool, as they finished the first half well, of course. Here's Phillips to take on the full-back again, and pulls it back brilliantly, and it could have easily have been a second goal. Taylor Fletcher disappointed that he didn't get more on the shot.
Well, what a bit of defending from Peter Ramage. He could well have kept Birmingham in this time. Great block.
Ferguson looks again for Taylor Fletcher. He's come back to him. Oh, why didn't he just knock it along the ground there to Ince?
Birmingham absolutely rocking, but Peter Ramage does fantastically well here. David Murphy just steps off the attacker as he gets forward. Great ball, and Taylor Fletcher probably thinks I've just got to stroke this to score, but that's great defending. Last-ditch defending from Peter Ramage. Just steps in. It's a wonderful block.
Meanwhile, Ian Everett's not too happy about the challenge he's just had there from Marlon King, and confronts the Birmingham player. I mentioned in the first half that Everett broke his nose in training last week, so the last thing he wanted was another crack in the face.
It's a raised right elbow from Marlon King. Simply catches Everett, and that's why he's unhappy. Marlon King doesn't feel he's done an awful lot wrong.
I doubt that Ian Holloway would agree with that. Holloway had a row with the fourth official when these teams met at Birmingham earlier in the season and got sent to the stands. Here's calming down those two players.
Not sure why Marlon King needs to swing that right elbow. It's not actually that much of a swing elbow. He just raises that right arm. And Everett just ducks forward and certainly gets caught. Certainly seen worse challenges from centre-forwards with genuine flying elbows. That, for me, wasn't one of them.
Dobby. Thirdly. Long for Taylor Fletcher. He may well have fouled Curtis Davis there. The referee has allowed play to go on. I think he would have given a free kick. Birmingham hadn't regained possession. An hour gone at Bloomfield Rd. First leg of this playoff semi-final, and Blackpool with the advantage still.
Yeah, we get a sense here the Blackpool fans believe that there's another goal or two in this game for their team. They're getting behind their side as they press forward in the last 5 minutes or so. They're threatening Birmingham much more than Birmingham threatening them.
Well, they'd love to be entertaining the likes of Manchester United, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and the rest here again next season. I feel they've got an unfinished job to do in the Premier League, but Birmingham will feel the same way. Had a couple of seasons amongst the elite before they went down. They had been ninth the previous season. Oh, it's come through to Ince again here. Mistake by the defender. Inson's going to try his luck again, is he? Lays it on for Dobby, who should have made it 2-0.
Well, of all the players Blackpool want this chance to fall to, it's Stephen Dobby. Brilliant work from Tom Ince, who's onside as the long ball is played forward. Sloppy defending from Birmingham, they let it bounce. Tom Ince felt a bit the wrong decision to turn away, but gets his head up, great vision, rolls it into the path of Dobby. You see what he's trying to do, just gets underneath the ball. But what a chance this is for Blackpool to take a 2-0 lead.
Well, that's 2 or 3 really good chances Blackpool have created now in the early stages of the second half. Crucially, taken. Everett. Brady. Now Baptiste. Eardley. Away by Undor. Elliott can't regain possession for Birmingham. Baptiste couldn't wrist the ball back to his keeper.
But the only thing that will worry Ian Holloway at this stage is the fact that his side aren't at least 2-0 up. As you mentioned, some good chances. They've created more chances, far more chances than Birmingham during the course of the game. They just need to hit the target a little bit more. They'll want a couple of goals to take to St Andrews.
And King goes in here. Brilliant challenge. Ian Everett with a superb tackle. Burke. Ramage. Again to Burke.
They admire Blackpool when they have possession, but how hard are they working? When Birmingham have the ball, Stephen Dobby there, chasing down Burke, not giving any space at all and just nicking the ball away.
Ramage. Redmond. Burke. He's done well. Lays it on down the left-hand side for Murphy to cross. Back again for Wade Elliott. And not sure what the referee's given here.
He's given the corner. The ball seems to be cannon off Baptiste, who maybe thinks it comes back off the Birmingham player. It's played too wide, David Murphy. Not the greatest ball, and Elliott plays the ball. It does actually come off Elliott. As he flicks this on, it does come back off the Birmingham player. That should be a goal kick.
That was my first thought, and clearly the Blackpool defenders thought so too. Curtis Davies couldn't reach the corner. Back in by Burke.
This is not an easy chance. He does well to take it under control. It's a long-headed clearance. His first touch isn't bad, but you see what he's trying to do, just maybe get that ball to dip over Matt Chilts. He's way off target.
Scored 13 goals though this season. Colin Calderwood, part of Birmingham's coaching team, in conversation there with the manager. Do you think Chris is considering some kind of tactical change, personnel change now?
I was looking at that, wondering whether maybe stick on. He's got a couple of strikers on the bench, Adam Rooney and, of course, the giant Nikola Zigic. Zigic comes on, will play more direct Birmingham. He's not the most mobile of centre-forwards either. So they are weathering a storm, and at 1-0, Chris will not be happy. His side have been under the cosh in the second half. It could easily have been 2 or 3. So, yeah, I'm sure the next 5 minutes or so he'll be contemplating a tactical change.
Ince, meanwhile, for Blackpool. Brady. Back to Baptiste. Long for Phillips. Did well to hold off Ibanet. Redmond. Mistakes being made by players on both sides. Everett. Dobby. Baptiste. He decides not to risk anything. Whoops! Just took his eye off the ball at a crucial moment then. No doubt he'll blame the pitch.
In this area, the penalty area, isn't bad at all. Just again, he's looking up the field. He's not concentrating on putting his foot on top of the ball.
Could have been a horribly embarrassing moment as Redmond commits the foul. Unnecessary free kick to give away.
He just can't get hold of the ball. One other change, maybe that Chris Hume can think about. He's got a defender on the bench, and Jonathan Spector, because they are struggling to get hold of the ball and keep Blackpool out. And sticking with the defender on at times. Okay, you've got bodies back there, but you can just encourage the opposition to come forward even more.
Ferguson. Looked short for a moment. I think he had to sprint to get there. Baptiste. Dobby. Everett. Big centre-back in the left wing position. Dobby gives it away. 3/4 of the way through this first leg. And it's still 1-0 to Blackpool. Ince, who's shot, led to the goal, deflected in by Curtis Davies. And off he goes on another of those mesmerising runs, and he's earned a free kick in a really dangerous position here.
Well, that's good refereeing from Mark Halsey, because there's definitely a foul. He's going to pull this back. He took it too quickly.
Yeah. We're never going to get away with that.
Tom Ince again does brilliantly. Defenders backing off him, worried about making a challenge. Eventually, when they do, it's a foul. He goes across. Dan Ethiri fouls him, and that's why Mark Halsey pulls play back and gives the free kick. But great positive play again from, we'll call him the goal scorer, even though his shot was going wide.
He's right in the middle, so it's hard to assess whether it's better for the left or the right-footed player in that group. 4 of them fancy their chances by the looks of it.
We saw Stephen Dobby, an attempt in the first half which hit the wall. Stephen Craney, we've seen, score some spectacular free kicks in his time, and for me, I'd let him with his left foot try and whip this over the wall.
Mark Halsey's first concern is to get the defensive wall back the correct distance. And this could be a problem for Doyle. He's going to see this late, if it reaches him, that is. There's animated discussions about exactly who should take this here. Ferguson, Ince, Dobby, Craney, take your pick. It is Craney, and it was straight at the wall. Fletcher. Ince up against Curtis Davies, and he's left him on the ground, temporarily anyway. Clever. And he gets it back. Good save by the keeper. Taylor Fletcher seemed to be claiming a penalty there. Mr. Halsey not interested as it comes back in towards him, and he very nearly hit it in at the far post.
He's fairly comfortable, the second save from Colin Doyle, but he does brilliantly to come off his line so quickly. This is the long lofted ball in. Keeper, that's a comfortable save. Once again, Tom Ince, once he gets on the ball, he's causing havoc in that Birmingham defence.
Well, the first substitution of the game is about to be made by Birmingham.
This is real positive goalkeeping from Colin Doyle. Curtis Davies gets back on his feet. We can see no one wants to make a challenge on Tom Ince. Really clever movement, plays it round the corner, gets it back. The keeper does brilliantly. You see Barry Ferguson, he's actually gone in too early. He's actually facing away from goal when the ball breaks his way.
Brave and decisive there by Doyle. You'll remember, started the season as Birmingham's backup keeper. But he's taking a chance there against Redmond at the other end. King and Everett have had a real physical battle. But here's Dobby, who loves to get the ball down and play. Ince, who's been a threat throughout this game. Door. Redmond. King had to hold his run again for fear of being offside. Redmond. Door. Still waiting to bring on Jonathan Spector as he slides it through to King, who's offside.
The opportunity was certainly there in Marlon King. He doesn't have to go this early. He can hold his run. He's running between two Blackpool defenders. Nathan Redmond again, time and space on the ball, just goes far too early. He's a yard too far ahead of the play.
And that will be not his, but Redmond's final involvement in the tie. He's about to be replaced by the USA international Jonathan Spector, who's been out for 11 games with a thigh injury. A player they signed at the start of the season from West Ham. Spector involved straight away, but the ball sailed over his head. Here's Ince. Now Spector does win his first challenge.
Spector's been sent on just to stiffen up that central midfield area alongside Much and Undor. That's where Dobby and Ferguson and Martinez are really bossing the game.
Baptiste tries his luck from long range. Does that suggest that Birmingham will be happy to contain it to 1-0?
Well, possibly, because you feel if they were looking for the equaliser, they may be sent on a striker. They might still do that in the final 10 minutes or so, but they've been under the cosh, and sometimes you just have to maybe keep hold of what you have.
Just a reminder, by the way, that away goals do not count for double in the playoffs, as they do in so many other competitions. Ince. A bit of a wild challenge on Jordan Much, and the free kick quite rightly goes Birmingham's way. Blackpool going to make a double change here. He's always bold with his substitutions. Ian Holloway.
Well, they've done this anyway, sending on two centre forwards.
Tyler Fletcher's had a very good game. Obviously unhappy to be taken off at this stage, but Kevin Phillips will come on in his place. The first substitute will be Noah Dicko. And Dobby is the other player to be replaced. Kevin Phillips, part of the Birmingham team, relegated last season, of course. Leading goal scorer for Blackpool in this campaign on 17.
The substitutions tell you, though, is that Ian Holloway is desperate for a second goal in this game. His side have dominated in the second half. There's still only one goal up, and what a substitute to put on in Kevin Phillips.
Spector. Back by Ferguson, but Spector there to get his foot in again. Burke's offside. Into the last quarter of an hour.
Look at the timing of the changes, though, for Ian Holloway, with Jonathan Spector coming on, more of a defensive player for Birmingham. Straight away, Ian Holloway, there's two centre forwards on. He senses that Birmingham are maybe just going to sit back and try and hold on to the 1-0 scoreline as it is.
They've got a lot of attacking players out there now, Blackpool, as usual. Two out wingers, of course, in Phillips and this young man Ince, and the other Phillips, and this guy Dicko, the 19-year-old on loan from Wigan. Matty Phillips. Kevin Phillips has taken up a position near the penalty spot and goes for it. Unbelievable! This man is just unbelievable, but this time his joy is short-lived, offside. But isn't it just typical of him? With his first touch, he puts the ball into the net.
Oh, what a substitution this would have been, but what a ball this is in as well. Out of his feet, wonderful ball, and he is just a yard or two offside. That's not like Kevin Phillips normally. He takes up great positions, onside positions, and then scores the goals.
How does he do it? He has just got the instinct goal scorer.
Well, he was in the build-up, actually. He played the ball wide, but then he has this knack of just drifting off centre-halves and full-backs and finding half a yard of space. And if Birmingham do that again, I'm sure Phillips will stay on side and will score.
Ian Holloway having a love-in with fourth official Lee Mason. Not quite sure the official enjoyed that hug. It's better than having a row with him anyway. His thoughts at this moment.
Well, you mentioned whether Kashuk would settle for a draw, but the way this second half has gone, if the side lose 1-0, I think he'd be fairly happy about that, because they really haven't created much at all. Lucky they could have been 2 or 3 down, and the tie could have been in the balance, and they could have had a real struggle on back at home.
Linz has been given offside and foolishly kicks the ball away. I don't know why he did that. He was in danger of getting a yellow card.
He is a lenient referee, but this is silly as the ball is flicked on. He is just half a yard offside, and he can't kick the ball away like this. I'm surprised the referee hasn't maybe gone across and booked him for that.
Bounced over the head of the other substitute, Noah Dieto. Clearance gives Birmingham a throw, keeps them in the Blackpool half. I'm sure every Blackpool fan in this crowd will be thinking now, is one goal enough? They went up through the playoffs a couple of seasons ago after finishing 6th on the league table, and then of course beat Cardiff in that classic Wembley final. It's a possibility that the two clubs could meet again. Burke, Ramage, back to Davis, took a chance there. Kevin Phillips onside this time and finds his namesake. The flag is up against him too.
It was a very late flag. I'm not sure who the flag is against, whether it's Kevin Phillips or Matt Phillips as the ball is played. It's a tight call, but he is just offside. It's a clever ball out to the winger. And the flag goes up eventually when Phillips plays the ball.
Had a busy few minutes, that linesman on that far side, Andy Halliday. Ten minutes to go at Bloomfield Rd. Interception by Ferguson, who gets it back. Thirdly. Kevin Phillips well placed down the centre again here as it goes out wide. Matty Phillips. Thirdly. Ferguson. Blackpool desperate for that second goal that could make so much difference. Dicko. Sloppy layoff from him. Very nearly won it back of Jonathan Spector. Murphy. Phillips doing a good defensive job on that far side for Blackpool. Here's Spector. Door down the middle, he's offside yet again, King.
That's at least the third time. He's running off the shoulder, centre halves, and the idea is right. He's getting into areas that he wants to be. He can pick the ball up and run on goal, but if you keep going too early, it's a decent line that Blackpool are holding. He's continually getting caught offside.
Baptiste, long down the centre, too long for Ince. final home game of the season, this, of course. Will their first home game of next season be in the Premier League, or will they still be in the Championship? A 61st game of the season, incredibly, for Birmingham City, who, of course, were involved in Europe as well in this campaign. No signs of fatigue from their players, though. Even though they've only used something like 28 in the entire campaign. Ferguson for Blackpool. Craney. Davis with the clearance. It's gone out. Blackpool's throw. Barry Ferguson looking for Phillips, and it breaks here for King at the other end. Everett in quickly. He's had a good game, Ian Everett. Phillips with a fine header there. It caused the moment's confusion in Birmingham's back four. Barry Ferguson gets it through, and yet again the offside flag goes up. Waving play on this time. King. I suppose the main objective when you're away from home in the first leg of a playoff semi-final is to still be in the tie for your home leg. And certainly at 1-0 down, Birmingham are still in it.
Seems strange to say because Blackpool are leading. The way that the second half has gone, Blackpool's performance has been far better than Birmingham's, much more of a threat. They could easily have been 2, 3, 4 ahead, and the tie could have been well and truly over, so Birmingham will be thankful for that, but they've got to stick it out the final 5 minutes or so. They're continually under pressure.
Indoor. There's Ramage. On to Berg, who's had a much quieter second half. Davis. Ibanez. Spectre suddenly surrounded by Blackpool players, and then Much gives it away. Kevin Phillips with the layoff to Ferguson. On to Matt Phillips. Martinez finding Kevin Phillips. Thirdly. Easy header for Ibanez. Murphy. From Elliott, the ball down the middle, kicking out Much. King hits the deck and gets nothing.
And rightly so, because he's never going to get this ball and he knows it, so he just flings himself to the ground. And there's good build-up. Much is involved. Looks to flick it on. We can see there's no real contact there between Baptiste and King, and the striker just looking for the free kick.
All Live football coming up on Bank Holiday Monday, the second leg of the other semi-final in this division. West Ham against Cardiff from 4, Sky Sports 1 HD, and of course the second leg then of this tie on Wednesday night. Baptiste. So it's going to be difficult, that one, for Matty Phillips. Tense time for both the managers. They're desperate for a second goal and desperate to ensure they keep a clean sheet. Chris Hughton will be reasonably satisfied with the scoreline as it is.
It's Ian Holloway that will be very frustrated on any other day. Could have been out of sight, but he'll know going into that second leg it's going to be very, very tough. Birmingham have to be better at St Andrews than this.
Managers was at pains to say before the match that they didn't really think being at home for the second leg was any great advantage. Murphy under pressure there from Dicko, but it's gone out anyway for a Birmingham goal kick. Wouldn't be in a great hurry to take it. Ball slipped as he did so. Ramage. So it could have gone out, that ball, but the linesman kept his flag down. Now he's raised it for a Blackpool throw. Elliott. Header away by Baptiste. Murphy ensures no danger came from it, though. 2 minutes plus stoppage time at Bloomfield Rd. Well, for the umpteenth time, Marlon King is offside.
His shooters went absolutely spare with his goalkeeper. He's saying just take your time and get the ball into one of your fullbacks and start to play and just maybe wind down the clock, but just lumping it forward like that. King's caught offside. Blackpool get the ball back and come at them again.
Reaction there suggests that he certainly is happy now to keep it at 1-0. Just 60 seconds plus whatever Mr. Halsey decides to add. Knew it would be tight. It has been. Blackpool will feel their greater amount of possession and goal-scoring chances, have merited a better scoreline than this. But Birmingham have defended well. Kevin Phillips, who thought he had added to the first half goal, only to see the linesman's flag rule it out. Kick by Doyle, ignoring his manager's advice by the looks of it. Cleared by Everett, who got another crack in that broken nose of his. Two minutes will be added, that's all. Elliott. It's a good ball as well for Much, who lays it on for King. What an opportunity to give Birmingham City the equaliser.
Well, this is all Birmingham were looking for in this second half. Just one chance to get a goal, to get an equaliser. What a layoff this is from Much. Brilliant work, and Marlon King just clips that far post. He should do better. It's not the most confident of strikes, just falling away, Marlon King. He could easily have got an equaliser. You have to say in this second half, I'm not sure Birmingham deserve it, but one bit of good play, he could easily have made it 1-1.
That could really have put a dampener on things from Blackpool's point of view. Well, I mentioned he broke his nose in training last week. He got that crack from Marlon King, of course, earlier in the half. He's just had another crack. I don't think he's too happy about how it came about either. It means Blackpool have got to carry on without their big centre-half for whatever remains here. Given away as well to Endor. Well, it's desperate to get back on, even though there's blood still pouring from his nose. Blackpool's final attack of the half. Final attack of the home leg. And it's come to nothing. Still Everett can't get back on.
he picked up this bloodied nose. He just heads the ball actually, then seems to catch Marlon King on the follow through. Got a broken nose, the last thing you want to do is head a centre forward shoulder like that.
You've got to sympathise with Everett, but also with the officials who are under orders, of course, not to allow a player onto the field if there's blood still pouring from a wound like that. So they're going to have to substitute him by the looks of it, which is going to be the shortest appearance in history for Keith Southern, Blackpool's longest-serving player. Everett's gone on the pitch anyway, and now he's been pulled back by Lee Mason, the fourth official. And there is the final whistle. Blackpool have beaten Birmingham, but only by 1-0. So maybe Chris Hughton will feel that with their terrific home record at St Andrews, where they've been beaten only once this season in the league, they have a slight advantage, even though they're a goal behind. But you have to say, Andy, it could be equally tight again on Wednesday night.
Absolutely, the tie is very much in the balance. Blackpool, certainly in the second half, created all the opportunities, but Marlon King had a chance to equalise, and they'll want more from their centre forward in the second game, and everything to play for next week at St Andrews.
And we could well be looking at extra time in that match on the evidence of what we've seen here tonight. OK, Guy Howard is down there at pitch side now with Thomas Ince.
Thomas, you happy with the 1-0, or do you think it should have been more?
No, it should have been more. You know, in the second half we had a lot of chances. We were happy with the 1-0. You know, it was vital that we got something here at home. We couldn't have gone today with a draw with something where they didn't score. You know, so we have to go with their advantage. And now, as I said, it could have been more, but we'll take the one.
You were involved in the goal, possibly an own goal. How did you see it?
No, as I said, I just got outside the box. I seen sight a goal and I just let it go. I mean, you see a lot of, like Jack Collison's last night, took a deflection and you just got to shoot and see where it goes, and luckily for me it went in.